Deep in a drafty, freezing shed in Paris, a brilliant mind was about to unlock a secret hidden since the dawn of time. The year was 1898, and a fiercely determined scientist named Marie Curie was hunting for something entirely invisible. She and her husband Pierre spent their days stirring massive, boiling pots of heavy, dark dirt called pitch blende. It was back-breaking, exhausting work that left their hands blistered and their lungs aching. But Marie was driven by a burning curiosity to understand a strange, invisible energy leaking out of the rocks. She knew something magical was hiding in the dirt, and she would not stop until she found it. After years of endless stirring, filtering, and boiling, her sheer willpower finally paid off. She managed to isolate a tiny, almost invisible pinch of a brand-new element. When she turned off the lights in her dusty shed, the little glass tubes holding her discovery glowed with a beautiful, ghostly blue light. She named this glowing wonder radium. It was like she had captured a tiny piece of a distant star and brought it down to Earth. The element gave off heat and light all by itself, seeming to hold an endless magical supply of energy locked tightly inside its tiny atoms. That soft blue glow felt like an absolute miracle. For the very first time, humanity peeked inside the tiny building blocks of the universe and found a roaring fire. Marie Curie had pulled back the heavy curtain on the natural world, showing us that ordinary solid matter was actually buzzing with hidden, incredible power. It was a breathtaking leap forward for human intellect, a moment of pure wonder that changed the course of science forever. The world was mesmerized by the glowing blue dust, but the ripples of her discovery soon spread far and wide, reshaping society in completely unexpected and dangerous ways. The world looked at this glowing, energetic dirt and completely misunderstood its incredible power. Because radium produced its own heat and energy without ever seeming to run out, people naturally assumed it must be the ultimate spark of life. If it had endless energy to give, surely it could pass that vibrant energy directly into human bodies. Almost overnight, a massive, unstoppable craze swept the globe. By the 1920s, radium was absolutely everywhere. It was the ultimate luxury item, a glowing, shimmering symbol of the bright future. Wealthy people drank radioactive water from special, expensive jugs, firmly believing the glowing liquid would cure everything from a simple upset stomach to the natural aging process. Businessmen and doctors rushed to cash in on the glowing magic. They eagerly sold radium as a miracle health tonic to anyone who could afford the high price tag. You could buy glowing toothpaste to make your smile brighter, radium-laced cosmetics to give your skin a youthful, rosy shine, and even radioactive chocolate bars for a quick burst of energy. It was a terrifying era, though absolutely nobody knew it yet. The whole world was happily bathing in invisible fire, completely blind to the silent danger lurking in their medicine cabinets. While the wealthy paid top dollar to drink the glowing water and brush their teeth with liquid fire, the true cost of this miracle element would soon fall on the shoulders of everyday people. In busy, bustling factories across America, hundreds of young working-class women were hired for a very special, highly sought-after job. They were the dial painters. Their specific task was to paint the tiny, delicate numbers on watch dials and airplane instruments using a special radium-based paint. The paint made the numbers glow brightly in the dark, which was highly useful for soldiers fighting in muddy trenches and pilots flying through the pitch-black night. For the young women, it was an absolute dream job. The pay was incredibly good, the factories were clean and warm, and painting the delicate watches felt like glamorous, artistic work. To paint the tiny, delicate numbers on the watch faces, the women needed a perfectly sharp paintbrush. Their factory managers instructed them to use a simple, fast technique called lip, dip, paint. They were told to put the tip of the paintbrush between their lips to shape it into a fine point, dip it into the glowing radium paint, and then carefully paint the dial. Over and over, hundreds of times a day, they licked their brushes. With every single lick, the women unknowingly swallowed tiny amounts of the glowing element. They had absolutely no reason to be afraid of the paint. After all, famous doctors were actively telling the world that radium was a wonderful health tonic. The girls even played with the paint during their breaks, painting their nails, their teeth, and the buttons on their dresses so they would sparkle and shine at the dance halls in the evening. They became known as the Ghost Girls because they literally glowed in the dark as they walked home from work. Then, the invisible fire began to burn. The glowing magic slowly turned into a living nightmare. Radium is a very sneaky element. Inside the human body, it acts a lot like ordinary calcium. So, when the women swallowed the glowing paint, their bodies gladly took the radioactive element and packed it deep inside their growing bones. The very foundation of their bodies became a glowing, destructive trap. The young women started falling ill with mysterious, agonizing pains that no medicine could fix. Their teeth began to loosen and fall out for no reason. Their jaws ached constantly with a deep, throbbing pain. When they went to the dentist for help, their jawbones literally crumbled away at the slightest touch. The invisible energy of the radium was acting like millions of tiny bullets inside their bodies, slowly destroying them from the inside out. They desperately sought answers, but the powerful factory owners completely denied any connection to the glowing paint. The wealthy companies hired fake doctors to examine the women and lie to them, saying they were just suffering from common, everyday infections. The corporations tried everything to silence the sick workers, hoping the messy problem would just quietly fade away. But these brave women absolutely refused to go quietly into the dark. Even as their bodies completely failed them, their spirits remained fierce and unbroken. A small, determined group of dial painters in New Jersey banded together to fight back against the giant corporations. They knew the truth about the glowing paint, and they were determined to make the entire world listen to their story. It was a brutal, heartbreaking struggle for justice. By the time they finally found a brave lawyer willing to take their case, some of the women were too weak to even raise their right hands in the courtroom. They had to whisper their shocking testimony from their sick beds. Yet their incredible courage shone far brighter than the deadly element that was destroying them. They exposed the truth to a completely shocked and horrified public. Against all impossible odds, the Ghost Girls won. Their fierce legal battle shattered the global illusion of radiation as a magical cure-all. The world finally saw the terrifying, deadly power of the atom. The courts ruled firmly in favor of the sick women, forcing the greedy companies to take full responsibility and pay to care for the dying workers. The impact of their incredible victory echoed far beyond the wooden courtroom walls. The intellectual landscape transformed overnight. The crazy idea of radioactive toothpaste and glowing cosmetics vanished completely, replaced by a profound, healthy respect for the invisible, powerful forces of nature. Because of their brave, relentless fight, the very first modern workplace safety laws were finally born. The government stepped in to create strict, life-saving rules about handling dangerous materials on the job. The tragic sacrifice of the dial painters saved countless lives, ensuring that no worker would ever again be told to blindly swallow poison just to earn a paycheck. Even the brilliant mind who started this entire journey could not escape the invisible fire. Marie Curie, the hero of science who first held the glowing blue light in her freezing shed, eventually passed away from a terrible illness caused by her many years of working with radiation. She had bravely stepped into the total unknown, paying the ultimate tragic price to gift humanity with the incredible secrets of the atom. The scientific patterns shifted forever after her passing. The amazing legacy of Marie Curie and the brave working-class women intertwined to teach humanity a vital, lasting lesson. Science is not just about the exciting thrill of discovery. It is about deeply understanding the profound, heavy responsibility that comes with wielding brand-new knowledge. Today, radiation is a highly powerful tool used to treat terrible diseases and provide electricity to power entire cities. We safely harness the awesome energy of the stars right here on Earth. but we only know how to hold that blazing fire safely because of the brave souls who first touched the flame. Their incredible story stands as a glowing monument to human curiosity, a beautiful reminder of the courage it takes to light up the dark and the enduring power of those who fight for the truth.